Here's a really important question from a man who, just really needs our input.
Hello, Stav, eldest, and the esteemed panel. I have a question about circumcision for my children. I have one son he's 1.5, not that really matters, and I have another on the way. My son was circumcised already, and now that I've been listening to Stavi's World for about a year, I'm having second thoughts about getting the second guy circed. But I mean, if your brother had foreskin and you didn't, or vice versa, do you think that would lead to any problems?
Interesting.
I do,
This is a really
but
good
I
question.
don't want to snip this guy because I
sex
already
with your
watched it
brothers.
happen once and that sucked. Figured this would be a fun one to reflect on, and you can put it on the Patreon because I'm not a cheap bastard.
Hell yeah.
Have
Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, if one of your sons was had a hot iron put on his skin, if you cut one of your other son's nipples off with scissors, would you want to do it to the other one too? Don't mutilate this kid, man. Don't cut his cock off. What's he going to be looking at his brother's dick and being like, what the hell? Now, I will say it might be a little weird. I mean, me and my brothers did look at each other's dicks when we were children. Ben, I'm sure you looked at your brother's penis.
We never looked at penises.
What?
I don't know, man.
You never saw your brother's dick?
No.
What?
No, I don't know. I just didn't.
Fucking Americans, dude. Uptight Americans.
Sorry, I wanted to.
You never
I was desperate to.
You never measured your dick next to your brother?
No.
Wait, what's your age difference, Ben?
2.5 years.
Oh, okay. It's about the same as stuff.
Well, you also had sisters who set the tone, right? You had an older sister.
Yeah. She's a cop.
She was a cop. She was like, "Put your little dicks away." She had, she had her gun out.
I'm telling you, I was trying to take it out every second in front of my sister, my brother, my mom. I was trying to show it to everybody.
I feel like I remember me and my brothers comparing dick sizes when we were like 6 and 4 years old.
As soon as you learned to crawl, you were probably doing it, Stav.
And I guess
as soon as you learned to roll over, you were probably doing it.
It's like I figured out how to yeah. Interesting.
Mommy, how big?
Yeah. And I remember one time where I think it was about a push. I would assume I have not seen my brother's adult penises, but I would assume they have bigger dicks than me. Just my dick is pretty small and I'm fat as shit. But like as a youth, I remember us all being kind of equal, and then I don't remember if it was me or one of my brothers getting hard. But being like, you know how your little ass dick would get hard, but it didn't. It was just a weird.
It was just like a finger poking out.
Yeah, it was just like sometimes it didn't mean you were horny. I remember one of us just getting hard and being like, "Ha, my dick's bigger," and then the other one being like, "That's cheating. You're making it hard." And literally us going to our father. That actually might be my only positive memory of my dad is how hard he was laughing when we were like, "Dad, we have a very important thing we need you to weigh in on." And it was like, he says his dick is bigger than mine, but he got his dick hard. My dad laughed so hard when his 6 and 4 year old sons called him to weigh in on whose dick was bigger. That's literally dude, he was, oh man, that was so funny. Anyway.
It's sad to think that there was a time where you were looking at your brother's penises, not realizing it would be the last time you saw them.
That is true, dude. There was a day when I was probably 9. It was the last time I'd see my brother's dick.
No, man. Damn.
Sad. And me and my brothers never caught each other jacking off either, which is kind of crazy. I think we got close, but we were gentlemen about it.
Really surprising.
I think we would
twins too.
There was not a lot of space to jack off in that house, man.
I'm actually surprised. You'd think if you had brothers, especially the way you guys are, I mean, I like still flash my dick at you sometimes, like for a gag. You think,
I guess that's
do you guys like never do that? Like
we
just
show each
for a
other our
gag?
balls. I think at a certain point, you grow up.
Gentleman's ball.
You start showing balls. You know, you're not a kid anymore. You can't show your brother your hard cock. That's childish.
Yeah, you grow up, you get a little class.
You show your brother your nuts.
Hey, buddy, I think you're at that age now where it's more appropriate if you start showing your brother your balls instead of your dick.
Yeah, I have to sit down my 13-year-old son. It's like, hey, come on.
The shaft is a little gauche.
Yeah,
It's kid stuff.
Absolutely. But yeah, dude,
I feel like there is something weird about it a little bit. Like
having different cocks as brothers.
I think
cares?
so.
When does it? I just like don't feel like I was that affected by
Your brother's
my
cock.
brother's cock
I kind of.
psychologically.
I'm interested. That's interesting because I do find it a little weird to have a different cock
Yeah.
than my brother. That would
It rocked.
that would be weird.
It rocked me a little when I my foreskin is just such a central part of my identity, and I always assumed my dad had foreskin. But then he told me he got a circumcision when he was 12 years old
Yeah.
or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's an Albanian kid in my high school who I think got a circumcision when he was 16.
Ian Laura, it kind of hurt our relationship, and I don't think we'll ever be as close as we were before I found out. He got circumcised in high school. And not only that, but he started a whole wave. He
got
was a
lot of people
trendsetter, and a lot of guys started circumcised, which
Dick Salon.
I guess
I've never been able to look at him the same way.
this kind of when we talked about on the show before, I guess what I would say to this, we talked before about if you adopt a kid, you want to let them know they're adopted very early on, preferably before they're even old enough to remember it or understand it. That's how he should treat the son's penises. He should sit his son down and be like, your brother's dick is a little different than yours.
That should be the Christmas card this year. Just their dicks side by side. Normalize it.
Normalize it. There is something weird about it, though. I know what you mean. Now, having said, you know what the weirdest thing is? I would feel weirder if I was the one who was circumcised. Who's like, why'd you slice my cock up, Pop? But you never know how it's going to go, because the other thing is
How are you
he's
gonna
probably
make this up to me?
circumcised.
I just feel like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal.
I weirdly think...
I didn't even know I didn't even know about circumcision until I was 12. I
Yeah.
had asked my friend.
Just tell your kids about some people have innies, some people have outies. If it ever comes up, and it's it's just a natural.
Some people have disgusting cocks
Ah.
that looks like a snake shedding its skin.
No. Disgusting propaganda.
And some
You're
of them look kind of streamlined and anime.
scarred at the bottom of the bell end.
A cool scar,
Yeah.
like a villain
Like
would
the
have.
evil twin. Actually, one of them is the evil twin. What you're creating like a soap opera version evil penis and
Yeah.
good penis between your sons.
That's the eye patch. The foreskin is the eye patch of the evil twin.
I think realizing this when you're 11, you and your brother's cocks are different. Your dad took a knife to one of the cocks and didn't. It is potentially alienating, honestly.
I kind of agree. I weirdly kind of agree.
Yeah.
It's
It
it's
wouldn't
like
make me
why
Fair.
why
Like, if they
me?
normalize it, who cares?
Yeah.
Either one of them could be like, why me?
Yes.
Hey, why does he have the same type of dick as dad, but then I have
I have my own different
have
type of
foreskin
dick.
and-
Now, if they both had a different dick than you, that'd be fine. You want your sons to have the
Right.
same cock, I think.
You have to do something really fucked up to your dick to make it different enough from
But
your
then
sons.
again, is that worth mutilating the other kid?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is,
No, yeah,
unfortunately.
I think you
don't
let them
that
go
you
shirts
should.
versus skins. I feel like you just don't circumcise the new one. Don't compound errors.
Yeah.
If you regret it already, don't do the same thing
And
again.
you get the one with the
Yeah.
snipped cock. Now, you wait until they're 16, and if the one with the snipped cock has a smaller dick than the uncircumcised one, you get him a better car. You make up for it in some way. But now, if his dick is bigger, nature gave him, you know what I mean, the prize. So you're fine.
Yeah.
But if his dick is smaller and he's circumcised, you have to get him a nicer car.
Yeah.
Every child after it should just keep getting more foreskin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you have a third kid, you should keep your first son's foreskin in
Double foreskin.
Yeah, staple
Like
it
how
to the thing.
parents have those little boxes for tooth fairy teeth. Just have it for the foreskin.
Okay, so I think that's good advice.
Great advice.
I think it's great.
Yes,
advice.
you're alienating your children. Yes, this is a deep scar that you'll never be able to.
Good luck, whatever we said, buddy.
Good luck, who cares?
Yeah.